So I just did a very interesting little Google search. I just Googled what the global GDP per capita per person on the planet is, and it's about $22,000. And I just thought, like, that's enough to live on for everybody around the world. Of course, we have people still living in huge amounts of poverty around the world, and I just think that if the rich were to give up the money that they've seemed to sequester to themselves for whatever reason it is, their own personal security to ensure that they live the luxurious lifestyles that they've become accustomed to and just redistribute all the money that exists within the system around the system equally, then we could have a much fairer, happier planet that's more enjoyable to live in, on, and we could have a great time for everyone as just ordinary people. And I think this should be guaranteed as some sort of basic income. I think that we should have access to at least $22,000 per person, since I've spent a lot of my life living on less money than that. And I've managed to manage fine on less money than $22,000, pounds per year, or whatever you like, for most of my life, if not all of my life, frankly. And yeah, I think that that's what we should be guaranteed as individuals until we can raise our own levels of socioeconomic development around the world and ensure a better life for people, I guess. And, you know, raise that level of development and infrastructure and the proliferation of technology and so on, and all these things that go along with ideas of development and what amounts to a more developed country and what amounts to a less developed economy and so on and so forth. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you now. Just a little video. Why can't we have $22,000 per year for each person on the planet? Why can't we? It makes no sense. The reason why we can't is connected to this staggering fact of society in developed nations around the world, whereby the super rich have access to vastly more money than that, and they're an incredibly small group of people within society. So it makes a huge amount of sense that we, as the majority in society, can overtake that wealth, sequester that wealth, use our authority against them, and bring them to heel, make them pay taxation money to whatever government gets set up or whatever government is established to rein that in. And it stands to reason that we can do this because there's simply more poor people than there are rich people. It stands to reason that we'd be able to do this. They can't yet escape the planet. And if they were to be able to escape the planet, there's nowhere really for them to escape to, except to Mars, which doesn't have anything on it at the moment for them to be able to live in, and so on. If that's what Elon Musk is trying to do, like ferry the rich to Mars so that they don't have to pay tax and turn Mars into the next tax haven. No, it stands to reason that we can do this. It stands to reason that we can tax the rich more and make the GDP per capita of the planet representative of the actual wealth of every individual on the planet, and such that we have $22,000 per year at our disposal for doing whatever we like with. That's our kind of salary, if you like, per capita, per person around the world. It stands to reason that we can make that happen. I don't see why we couldn't. I really don't. It just needs more people to get involved. It needs more people to get on board with that sort of way of thinking. It needs a revolution, basically, and to stop kowtowing to the dictates of the very rich, and to stop idolizing them and worshipping them and fawning and scraping before their presence, and to hold them accountable and to tax them. Because that could be a very good life for everybody then. That could lead to something like world peace, even possibly. That could lead to a situation in which, yeah, everyone has enough, where everyone is basically provided for, where the basics in life in any country around the world is more or less provided for. Because let's face it, you can live on about $22,000 per year around the world. Even if it's like renting a room somewhere, that sort of money you can get a room somewhere in the United States, say like $500 a month. What's that per year? That's $6,000 per year. Then there's food, phone bill, various other things on top of that, but it doesn't quite equate to $22,000 per year. So you can even maybe put some money away into savings. But anyway, I think I've roughly made my point. So I'll leave it at that, I think. Thank you everyone for watching. Bye bye, love you lots.